Okay, earlier we talked about how to read screens in our motion offense. Right now what we have is a scenario that we set up pretty much every day. I always try to break things down in the part-whole method. In other words, we break our offense down into parts, and you'll see we have different parts to our offense that we then put together in a whole 5-on-5 situation, or we'll go 5-on-5 half court and 5-on-5 full court. First scenario we have here is how to read screens, and the first drill we have is a down screen. So in this situation, we have 3-on-3, and as we explained earlier, when we have our screener is either even or above our cutter, we are going to set a down screen. We try to create as much space as possible. We always want 12 to 15 feet between players. There will be times where we might violate that a little bit in a post and post situation, or maybe a post and a short corner situation, but for the most part we want to maintain a 12 to 15 foot spacing. As this man comes over to set the screen, and we emphasize, and I can't stress this enough, before this man ever moves, he needs to communicate with the man that he's going to screen for and make sure that this guy actually acknowledges that he's communicated with him, so that both men know who's screening and who's cutting, so we don't have just an interchange and we have a good quality screen set. So this man will come over and set his screen. As he's coming, we set it up with a V-cut, and again, when we make contact right here, and it's very important to make contact, when we make contact here, at that point we read the screen. We always put a defender on the ball to try to get him used to making passes under duress. I usually tell them either make 2 cuts or 3 cuts and rotate. So these 3 players would each play the passer, the screener, and the cutter positions. After they get all the way through, they switch offense and defense. So that's read screens and down screens.
Are you taping it right?
Yeah. Okay, the next scenario we have is reading screens. Let's start that over. Scratch that, Katasha. All right. The next scenario we have is reading screens, back screens. In our motion offense, anytime we get the screener below the cutter, we set back screens. We think that back screens are extremely important to any offense. It gives some variety and opens up the floor a little bit for us. So in this scenario, we're going to have a back screen. Here, it is both the screener and the cutter's job to read where this defender is at. So when we come and set the back screen, if he is above the cutter, this defender, and some teams will play the passing lane, so right now he's above, we're going to set our V-cut up with 2-3 steps up. The screen will come on this angle here, and we'll use the bottom side of the screen. And then obviously the cutter or the screener is going to always open out after setting the screen. If, however, that defender is even here or even below this cutter, we're going to set it up with a V-cut 2 or 3 steps down. The angle will be here, and we're going to use the top side of the screen, and it almost turns into just like our down screens if we have this scenario here. This man makes the cut. We always open out after he makes the cut. If in either of these scenarios, and again we want to read the screen, if in either of these scenarios the screen or the defender tries to jump the screen, We're going to fade it back to the corner, and then this man will rescreen and really try to pin this defender back in, and we throw the fade over the top. What we have this guy do is then seal that defender and make a little slip to the basket right there. But again, both men need to read that situation. In either the down screen or back screen scenario, we always try to keep this passer between the lane lines. Always between the lane lines. And that is reading screens, back screens.
I got you right here. Sammy, I got you right here. Sammy, right here. Sammy, I got you. Sammy, I got you right here. Sammy, I got you right here.
Metzger, come here. I got you, man. I got you. Hey, I got you right here. This something that you need to work on constantly.
I got you.
Read the screen. So pay attention to what Aaron's doing right now. Where the defender's at as opposed to how he's reading the screen. All right, now Sammy, you do whatever you want to do, and Aaron, you read. Right? So.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Coming
2,